So here we have this week's sneaker releases, and again, there's a lot of releases coming up this week. And the first one on the list is the Adidas Adizero Auralee, and this is coming in the white and silver metallic colorway. So it's also a all black colorway coming out as well. I personally reviewed these sneakers. I think it was the red and navy and white pair, and I think they're okay. If you're a fan of high foam stack sneakers, then you'll probably like these. However, I'm not really the high foam sneaker type person, especially for like lifestyle wear. I just don't find them very stable on feet, and so for me, I just thought they're average. I do like the price range that they're at. I don't think they're the softest in my opinion, but everyone's different, and some people really like these. But for me, I prefer just sort of standard sneakers for everyday wear, really. And also something that got pushed back is on the 10th of December is the Nike SB Dunk Low Dark Smoke Grey. Another sort of solid colorway from Nike with the SB Dunk line. And, not mad at them, but also they're not doing anything special. And also on the 10th of December, the New Balance 1906 Loafer Magnet Phantom. So this one has a bunch of different raffles open for it, but they always seem to be very, very limited. I'm still trying to grab a pair, but I don't really want to pay resale for them because it's just too expensive for what they are. So I'm hoping I can get a retail W on these. This is kind of one of the only pairs that I want this week, but more than likely I'll probably be lucked out on them. I don't think I'm going to be able to grab a pair to keep, really. And also on the 9th of December, I've got the Squid Games Crocs Classic Clogs. And this one I think has been delayed a bunch of times. I think now it's coming up to the release of the Season 2 of Squid Games. So I can see why these are coming out at this time. So it's one of those sneakers or pieces of footwear that, if you're a fan of Squid Games, then you probably go for these. And also on the 10th of December, Asics aren't doing a gel Kayano 14. And this is the Senna collection. So it's not really, I suppose, one of those ones where it's an official collaboration, but it's taking, I suppose, an homage to Ayrton Senna, and I think it's their 30th anniversary since his passing. And I think the trainers are both nice, and the white and red pair do look very nice to me. And if I was, to buy any Kayano 14, then obviously, these are the white ones I'd want to buy, but I just don't really like the way they look on my feet personally. And also on the 10th of December, I've got the Patta Converse Chuck 70 mini logo pack. And these are just, I suppose, standard stuff, really. Not doing anything too spectacular again. And I'm not really a fan of wearing Chuck 70s. I did have a pair a few years back, but I just didn't really like the way they feel on feet anymore. So I'm kind of past sort of wearing stuff like this. But, if you're a fan of Patta and you like these Converse Chuck 70s, then obviously it's a no-brainer. On the 11th of December, I've got the Aries Reebok Instapump Fury 94 in silver, and I think these are, I really like the Instapump Fury. It's one of those sort of silhouettes, is kind of retro-futuristic, and with the silver hits, it's not something that would appeal to me. I think it's a bit too loud, but I wouldn't discount them. I'd like to see them in person, but it's not something that I, sort of really running to grab, in all honesty. And also on the 11th of December, which is supposed to be dropping, I don't know if it'll actually will because they keep getting pushed back, is the Travis Scott Nike Zoom Field Jaxx Limelight. And more than likely, this is probably going to release on the Travis Scott website, I imagine, and maybe a day or so later, maybe the sneakers app. But I haven't seen them uploaded on there, so I'm not even sure if they are releasing. But they're pretty cool, but it's not something that, again, I want to pay resale for. We've got the Starch Saucony Progrid Omni 9 beige, and it's a fine sneaker. It's doing the job, and there's nothing too special on it. It's got more sort of rugged materials being Cordura, but overall, a clean sneaker, a simple monotone look, but I think it'll be good for the winter time because of that Cordura material. And also on the 11th of December, we've got the Nike Air Max Muse in the metallic silver and black. I think this pair looks very similar to the Air Max Portal. I'd like to try them out to see how they are, but it's not something that I would personally keep. I think they still look like the Air Max Portal, look more sort of on the feminine side. And also on the 12th of December, we've got the Puma Suede Squid Games. So this is another collab, and I think these ones actually do look very, very cool for what they are. Obviously they're a collab. I do like the white pair with the little nod underneath the Puma tab. It's just a really cool bit of detail. But overall, you know, they're clean sneakers. I've never had a pair of Puma suedes, but I imagine they're probably similar to all the other 70s, early 80s type trainers. And something which I didn't realise is releasing sooner than what I thought is the Crocs diffuser. It's the Dingyhun Zhang collab, and he was a former Yeezy designer. And I think these Crocs, when I first saw pictures of them, I thought they looked really nice. But the more I sort of see them, the more they have a sort of female look to them, or feminine look to them. But again, it's another one that I'd like to sort of try out and review to see what they're like. And also on the 12th of December, I've got the Maha Naked Adidas Samba MN Core Black. This is a sneaker that I think is not too bad. I think it's again a modern take on the Samba because it has a reworked midsole outsole. But overall, just not something for me. It's one of those ones which is following the sort of soccer football trend. And also on the 12th of December, I've got the Nike Air Max DN Light Chocolate. I think these are, again, just sort of standard stuff really. I don't think there's anything special. There's been so many Air Max DN colorways released that I think this is one of the more average ones. And also on the 12th of December, I've got the Nike Sabrina 2 Trust Your Game. This is a cool silhouette, and I think, you know, if you're like hooping, especially in the modern day, then it's not a bad one to have. And I do, you know, kind of think they look pretty cool as well for what they are. This yellow colorway is probably not the one, you know, that I'd, you know, like if I was to go for a pair that I'd go for. There's so many other colorways that look nicer than this, but it's still a good shoe. And also on the 12th of December, I've got the New Balance 991 V2 Winter Flare. I really like the way these look on feet, just the 991 V2 model in general. But the pair that I have is the Turbulence pair, the blue pair, which came out early on this year. And they're very, very nice and quite nice to wear. And I wore them over the summer quite a bit. But the only thing that I find with these is the midsole combination is a bit heavy on foot. You kind of start to feel that after a while, but because it's got fuel cell in there, you don't notice it initially, but it does have a heavier midsole, and the more it sort of wears in, the more it kind of feels more firm on foot, which is not a bad thing, but just be wary of that. And the price tag for these is really high, so this is the reason why I wouldn't buy a pair. If I could grab a pair on sale, I do think they look really nice in terms of the colourway. And also on the 12th of December, I've got the Nocta Nike Air Force 1. So it's coming in a palest purple colour and like a yellow colour as well. And there's also the white one that's having a re-release. But I just think they're average personally. You know, it's not something that for me, I think, you know, it's doing the minimum. That seems to be the, I suppose, trend at the moment with the Air Force 1s. So, but you know, if you like them, then it's all good. And also on the 12th and the 13th, we've got the Unaffected Asics Gel Kayano 20 collection. These are collabs, and they've got that, again, that trail shoe vibe look to them, and the materials seem to be more rugged. I think for me, the price on these are really high at $200, I think they're $40 or $35. It's a lot of money to pay for a pair of runners, and I know they've got like the more protective material on there, but still, I think it's just too much money for what they are. And something that's releasing on the 13th of December is the, I'm going to say, Junji Puma Speedcat Mid Black. I think this is what basically at the end of the 90s there were racing shoes by Puma, and I think this is kind of a take on those really. And usually with racing shoes, they come up to the ankle, so you're normally used, I think, in Formula One. But you know, I think if it was a different colorway, I think they'd look better. But just having this all black one, not personally that keen on them. And something which I do really like is the Auralee New Balance 990 V4. Both colorways look very, very nice to me. And I'm a big fan of the 990 V4. It's my second favourite silhouette in the New Balance line after the 1906R. And they just look really, really nice on feet, especially the top-down view. And they feel nice on feet as well. And it's a similar feeling to a Vomero. But obviously, the problem with the 990 V4s is the price is pretty much the same as what you'd pay for a 990 V6, and it's kind of, I think, around the £210, $230 mark, which is really high for a runner. And you know, it's made of good quality, but personally, I don't think it justifies the price. And again, maybe if I could get them on sale, you know, a good discount, then I'd try to pick them up. But at the moment, I don't fancy paying full price for them. And also on the 13th of December, I've got the Puma Hoops MBO4 Heme. This is a cool colorway, another one of those LaMelo Ball out there loud sneakers. And you know, if you're, I suppose, more junior and you're looking for a basketball shoe, then you can't go wrong with these because the price range is very good on them as well. And also releasing on the 30th of December, the Stash Nike Air Max 95. These look pretty cool actually to me. I'm not an Air Max 95 person, so for me, I'm not looking to grab these, but I do respect them, I suppose. And if I was into Air Max 95s, then I'd definitely be grabbing them. And also on the 13th of December, I've got the Nike Kobe 9 Elite Christmas. This is just an average looking pair to me. I'm not really that fussed about them. And I think, again, being like this high top, they look more like boxing shoes to me than basketball shoes. But obviously, I don't play basketball anymore, and it's not something that is catered for me anyway. And also on the 13th of December, I've got the Stash Nike Air Force 1 as well. This is another return from 2006. And again, it's a cool sneaker, but not something that I personally would be grabbing. Again, at least it's doing something different, I suppose, from an Air Force 1 perspective. And also on the 14th of December, I've got the Timberland Sneakers and Stuff Euro Hiker. And this is called Swedish Meatballs and Mash. And it's not a bad hiking boot, from Timberland. And for me, I just don't like wearing these types of pieces of footwear. I think if I was to wear a hiking type shoe, I'll be going for a Salomon or even the Vomero range, which recently came out. And also on the 14th of December, I've got the Air Jordan 11 Legend Blues. I don't mind this particular silhouette. I did have the lows for a while before I sold them on, but I do like the way they look. It's just not a fan of Air Jordan 11s really. And something which I do really like on the 14th of December is the Adidas Adizero Adios OG Crystal White. I think this colorway looks really nice, and I'm do like the Adizero type silhouettes where they're quite sort of minimal on feet, and they're sort of very lightweight and breathable, especially good for the summer. But I think there's also the Bad Bunny pair that's a cross between the Adizero and also the SL72, so that's the pair that I'm going to be trying to go for the week after. And also on the 14th of December, I've got the Adidas Radlander Atmos. This is another one of those sort of hiking boots, good for the winter time, and I like the fact that it's got a sort of lace cover going over the top as well, with that bungee style clip-in system. But overall, again, not something for me personally, but someone out there might be looking for something rugged and hard wearing for the winter time. And I think these look really nice, and this is the Cheng Kalong Nike Zoom Vomero 5, Don't Lose Your Way. I like the message, and it's by the Olympic winner from Paris, and it's one of those sneakers that I think is probably going to have a glow in the dark feature, because it's got a translucent outsole, but also the mid cage and the heel look like it will be glowing in the dark as well. And I think out of all the dark colorways that I've seen, I think this is going to be the nicest one. And also on the 14th of December, I've got the Adidas Gazelle Indoor Wizard, and this is by West New York City. I think this is a retailer, and the sneaker looks pretty cool. The standard Gazelles, they're not going to be the most comfortable pieces of footwear, and that's why I like the Bad Bunny collab, because it has a nicer, thicker drop-in insole. And also on the 14th of December, I've got the Anthony Edwards 1 Low Slick Blue Burst. This colourway I really, really love. I think it's really nice. I think my only thing with these is just the sort of shiny, iridescent glow on it. It's not something that I could wear sort of casually on a day-to-day basis. But if you didn't have that, and if it was more of a matte finish, then I'd be sort of grabbing these. And lastly, we have the New Balance 740 Black and Navy. This looks like the magnet colourways that have been coming out for other silhouettes that New Balance have been doing. And I'm not mad at them. I think they're pretty cool. And again, it's one of those sort of sneakers that probably is releasing at the wrong time and should be more of a sort of spring sneaker. But this particular pair does look pretty cool.